Alright, we have some pretty bad news. I've like, what? I guess the next 3 videos coming out are gonna be about leaks and upcoming info. I mean, it's just how it is. It's just how things kind of ended up with my upload schedule. But we have some pretty bad and confusing news. Bad and confusing. So, let me open up my YouTube page. And the second to last video I made was saying that Dorothy is the worst release of a limited festival ever because of the fact that she shouldn't have been a fest, and her, like, for how she's a fest, she just didn't compare to the 2 previous festival units at this current point in time. And it just was like, kind of felt like she could have been a normal pickup and her banner would have been received much better, in my opinion, right? And then I'm like, okay, but if that makes it so Fuego's not a fest, then that's fine, right? Now Fuego, why Fuego, like, I didn't want him to be a fest was because the last fest unit we got was Black Divider, right? So for Asta being a festival, right, it meant that Fuego being a fest afterwards would have just been horrible, because Fuego is a dark attacker, right? Fuego is a dark attacker. And he does seem good, right? He does seem good. Where is Fuego? Oh my god. So, Fuego, he does seem good, right? He seems... the skill page edition, in my opinion, probably is going to be in vulnerability. All things considered, right? All things considered, it probably is going to be in vulnerability. But, you know, it's just him being a dark attacker fest would have been very weird. Now, this is something that we got from in-game, right? In the glossary on JP, they accidentally leaked Dorothy and Fuego's kit. Dorothy's kit remained the same, besides adding 1 line to the skill 1, 1 line to the skill 2. Obviously the skill page, because we don't have the skill page, and then changing the nightmare mobility to when the person with nightmare gets hit instead of when they get a buff, right? So that's like the only differences. So Fuego's kit should be pretty similar. And he does seem good. Like, I feel like he's going to be pretty good. So now we're going to get to the actual important thing. Dorothy has a training ground stage on JP, right? Which, let me pull this up if I could hopefully find it. I meant to pull up the KR4 and not the JP. So if we see, ooh, when was it? Is it this? Is it this? It's probably before. It's probably before. Yeah, so PD, and then it would be this one or this one. This one? Oh my god. Okay, then it's the one above. It should be. Yeah, okay. So, we had this. Oh, it was on the JP one. Are you kidding me? Let me go find it. Alright, so you could see here that there was basically, you try Dorothy out, and then you get 10 pulls, right? So this was what it was, and then with that, well, you got like 10 tickets, right? So this is what Dorothy had, and obviously she was a fest. So, Ali is saying that, Dorothy has a training ground stage on JP where you get 10 tickets for the first time clearing the stage with these tutorial images. And the next unit coming in 2 weeks is Secret Agent Vanessa, right? That was leaked here, right? Secret Agent is the next banner. And she does not have a stage like this nor tutorial images, right? So she's in 2 weeks. There's no data download in 2 weeks. There's no maintenance, which means that if she would have had one, it would have already been in the game. But Fuego does have these tutorial images, so he should be a fest. And this logically does make sense, right? It does make sense, well, like in the aspect of what Ali's saying makes sense. I'm not saying them doing this makes sense. I'm saying Ali, his reasoning for Fuego being a fest makes sense. But then, hey, why am I below my Wizard King advisors? Why am I below my Wizard King advisors? Let me... A. Huh? What was it? What's that? That's so weird. Okay, anyway. I should make that red. Anyway. This is not exactly that good. If we're being real, I mean, them spamming fests is just a way of them... Doesn't really change much. No, it doesn't change much. Dorothy proved to us it doesn't really change much. Like, the thing is with Dorothy is that you didn't need her skill page maxed out, right? Like, something with, like, the stigma, I guess, around fests is that usually, they need to have their skill pages maxed, right? That's usually the thoughts behind it, or at least you need it once, right? But then besides that, like, it's just a unit that won't be coming back for a while, right? And it's a bit harder to pull, right? You're not really going to get lucky on the end features, but technically in the future you could have put Dorothy on the custom banner, right? Which would not happen with Dorothy because she's a fest. So Fuego being a fest is honestly doesn't really change much. No one should have summoned for Fuego anyway, because right after Fuego is Secre, and then it's going to be Lumiere. So you shouldn't be summoning for Fuego, but it's just stupid, right? Fuego being a fest, to me, like, sure, it makes sense. But why make Dorothy a fest if Fuego is going to be a fest also, right? And Fuego, I mean, listen, he's Salamander Fuego. I would have loved if they had, like, the Salamander chilling, right? That would have been sick as hell. Do we see the Salamander? I don't think so. So, this being what it is, right, just is unfortunate, is what I could say. I really think they should have handled it better. It definitely should not have been both of these guys as fests, because now it's like 4 fest months in a row. But then it's like Dorothy is worse than the 2 previous fests, and no one's going to summon for Fuego because we already have Black Divider maxed out, right? Well, some people will. He's probably going to be pretty good. I mean, we need better attackers, but why another Chaos attacker, right? Like, we don't have any top tier normal color attackers, right? So that's just unfortunate, right? We don't have any S plus normal attacker, like RGB attackers, right? So we would like to get that soon, please, Vic, please. So yeah, that's basically the unfortunate thing. So I'm gonna say you should not summon, because first of all, Black Divider, like, he's just gonna replace Black Divider, but you don't even need to do that. Like, I don't know, this is the weirdest thing. Now, why do I think they made Dorothy a fest? Literally just to say that between Asta and Fuego, there was a different role and color fest. Because Fuego is going to be the same role and color as Asta. I don't know. It's kind of silly. But I do want to kind of get into Fuego's kit slightly, just slightly. But, like, he's going to be pretty good. Like, his skill 2 is going to do damage, because he gets 40% damage per burn, which means with Mario Leona, he's going to be very good, which I actually like Fuego for making Mario even more busted. I love Mario being in the meta. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I love it. Now, he is a taunt and a counter unit, but him having protection, low-key is going to be good. Let me say why. Basically, because if he has protection, he's still going to taunt them, but then he won't be able to be attacked. Even if you have taunt, even if you taunt the enemy, protection overrides that. So you could have the enemies not be able to do their buff skills, for example, right, like Mimosa or even Sector in the future, but then they can't hit you, right? So something like that for like debuffs or stuff like that is going to be pretty good. But I still think that invulnerability would be better, because he has a counterattack that becomes AoE when he has Salamander's Flame, which Salamander's Flame is a damage reduction and lifesteal buff, okay? Permanent, pretty much. He has this like start of turn, which makes him very good, because he cannot, like, usually even 30% damage reduction is not going to really allow you to proc Immo right away, and he does have Immo on max dupe. So I'd say he's going to be pretty good. If they up this to like 45%, I think it'd be way better. So maybe they should do that, but I just don't think anyone should summon for Fuego. I'm going to be real, because he'll be good. But Lumiere and Secre are right after, right? So Fuego should be, ooh. So Dorothy came out, what was it? The 26th? No, 24th. So it's 5 weeks after. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Fuego is coming out the 29th of October, right? Halloween unit, by the way. He's the 29th of October, unless they decide to throw in seasonals, which they shouldn't. But the 29th of October is when Fuego should come out. And then 2 weeks later is Secre, and then 2 weeks later is Anniversary, around this time period. This is technically the Anniversary day, but it's probably going to be a bit earlier, the Anniversary starting, or the season starting. So yeah. But that's it. Just wanted to let you guys know about Fuego seemingly also being a fest. I don't think it matters. I don't think you should summon unless he's genuinely just number 1. But they're going to power creep him in like very soon. Not even power creep, but just there's going to be a better unit for you to summon on, and a cooler unit being Lumiere, right? So that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.